Why do I agree to things I don't actually want to do? Does this sound like you? Well then buckle up. What's up YouTube, Dead Insights here, and today's topic is people pleasing. Now people pleasing, it involves making others happy at the cost of our own needs and our own happiness. So first, I'm going to jump into how I used to be like this and where it started for me, and then we'll talk about some practices that can help us stop being a people pleaser. So, one of the biggest regrets I have in my life is that I people pleased for far too long without even realizing. Growing up, if your parents were anything like mine, they were notoriously hard to please. My dad had goals of me being a professional footballer, and I could never get validation from him, even when I'd done things well. This problem continued into my adult life, and I just turned 18, the legal age of drinking in the UK, and me and my friends would go out every weekend, we'd drink, and we'd end up in the nightclubs. The first few times, I found it really fun, but the novelty quickly wore off, and the loud music, the inability to have a conversation with anybody, really wasn't my scene. I found myself hating the same cycle every weekend, but I continued it, so that my friends could be happy. I didn't realize at the time the toxic and self-destructive behaviors this was causing me. I started getting social anxiety and dreaded going out, thinking of any reason and any excuses to tell my friends that I couldn't come. Looking back, I understand I did this for many reasons. I was scared of being ridiculed by friends, and the idea of them saying something negative about me was terrifying. This cycle was exhausting, and at the time, I remember it affected my relationship with my then girlfriend, as well as with my parents. I realized I was a people pleaser in all phases of my life. I didn't set boundaries, never mentioned it to any of my friends, just did the same cycle every weekend. So, how can we stop being a people pleaser? Let's get into it. Number 1. First, become your own best friend. Now, it's really true that in life, you really need to be good in your own company. Now, find something that makes you happy. Spend time on an activity that brings you peace and happiness. I remember my early 20s, I was happy playing video games. I was happy going out for runs. I expected other people to make me happy and fill my needs and desires, especially when it came to romantic relationships. I always thought I needed to have a girlfriend to make me happy. I can't be happy on my own. But I didn't realize I need to fill my time with things that I enjoy doing. And if you can't think of anything, then try new things. Go out, go to a badminton class, go to a tennis class. These days, I would say I'm really good in my own company. Probably bordering on too good. And, that has its negatives as well. But I like to spend time by myself, and now I know how to make myself happy. Number 2, set boundaries. Now this is one thing that I wish I would have done earlier. I think one of the most challenging things about this is learning to say no to other people, because you don't want to feel selfish, you don't want to feel guilty or worry how others might view you. Just try it for one time, speak up for yourself and see what happens. I don't actually remember the exact moment when everything worked out for me, but I remember one time I just had enough and I told someone that I wasn't doing it anymore and I didn't want to do it. And when I started telling people what I wanted and what I needed, they respected me. Remember that good people in your life that you want to keep around in your life won't make you feel bad about the decisions you make. I came across this quote the other day and it said, "People disappoint themselves with the expectations they set for whom they want me to be and what they expect me to do." And that's true. If someone's disappointed at you for saying no, well then you don't owe those people nothing. If they're going to make you feel guilty and going to make you feel bad about it, then try to remove these people from your life. If they're anything like my friends, then they will give you some banter for it and they will joke around with you, and you have to be able to take that. But if they're seriously disappointed in you, then my advice would be think about if you really want this person in your life. Number 3, assertive communication. Now, when I was younger, in my early 20s, I sucked at communication, and it's something that I'm still working on to this day. But one thing you can do is express yourself with clarity. There's ways of saying no to people that are much nicer than just saying no, or much better than just making up some random excuse as to why you can't do something. So I'll just list some simple formulas that have always worked well for me when telling people that I don't want to do something. It doesn't work for me right now. Short, simple, but effective. I've got too much on my plate right now. Or I'm too busy. Simple, effective. People will understand that if they truly value you. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm sorry I can't this time. This way you can politely let them down and, not worry about it. You've said thank you and you said sorry. What more can you do? Or if you need some more time to think about it, when someone asks me to do something sometimes, I don't want to make a decision on the spot, I want to go home, I want to think about it. Do I really want to do that? Let me think about it. If the answer is yes, then cool, I'll get back to them. If the answer is no, then cool, I'll tell them no. But one thing we can say at that time is, thank you for thinking of me. Perhaps another time. Let me know what next week looks like for you, or something like that. Let them know that you're about another time, or let them get back to you. It's really simple and it's an effective way of communication. Also, pay attention to your own self-talk. Eliminate the negative talk and disempowering words or thoughts from your repertoire. Start trying to think more positive about yourself. Overall, guys, people pleasing can be exhausting and it can take some time to truly learn to say no to people. But I hope with some of these tips today and some of these thoughts today that you can realize you're not alone, and a lot of people go through this, and especially if you're introverted like me, then you can get through it. And once you get older and more experienced in life, it's much easier to say no to people. Anyway, guys, if you have any thoughts down below, please let me know in the comments. And any other topics you wanted me to talk about, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you so much. If you want me to talk about anything, just let me know. I'll make a video about it. And yeah, peace out, guys.